Hey guys, this is going to be an Arknights video. We're going to talk about the Duelist Archetype. What this archetype does is they are one blockers, so they specialize in heli dropping, which is a strategy of dropping on a unit to kill them. We have one lane man, which is pretty much just using them to do one lane. They're not the best at that, but they can do it, sort of, kind of. In front of defender DPS is what it is. They go in front of the defender and do DPS. Off from defender is whenever you offset them from the defender to hit in front of the defender, but not block the damage so they don't take damage. They can take damage from ranged attacks, but they usually survive against ranged attacks, so that's fine. You just don't want them to get the brute force of the damage, you know. And duelists in general, if you look at Melantha, she's a 3-star duelist. Their stats, their talent is generally something that increases their attack or their survivability. Their skills are usually some type of burst damage. And based on stats, high HP, high attack power, below average defense. I won't say low defense because low defense would be like less than 100. Magic resistance is 0. Redeployment time is 70. Their cost is a decent less than 20 for most of them, I believe. Might be all of them. Their block is going to be 1, and their attack time is 1.5 seconds. And yeah, let's talk about the other ones. We're going to just skim over them really because this isn't a unit video, it's an archetype video. Matoya Maru, she has high HP, highest HP of all operators being around 5k at max with her talent, which lowers defense, which is already low. Like it's like, look at her defense at E2 max. It's less than, it's like around 100. You'll see she lowers her already low defense, increases max HP, makes it so I can go over 500. 5,000 I mean. She also has the first skill that can recover HP, and second skill, burst damage with high multiplier, and reduces defense to 0, but that does not matter for her since she's an HP tank. As the 4-star variant of Duelist, the other 4-star variant is going to be Conviction. Lower deployment cost, a lower redeployment time, but stuns themselves for 10 seconds after deployment, make them not the best at heli dropping, but still can do that thing. Convictions S1, they are an April Fool's unit, so they do something weird where they have some random chance. 5% chance to increase damage to 800%. I mean, next attack power is more, and this is just a consistent damage skill. You don't want to bet on the 800%. Just does pretty good with 200% generally. S2 is going to be a nuke of arts damage that can silence enemies for 5 seconds, but it has a 50% chance to fail, stunning all nearby allies. So generally, you don't want to use this like you have to know when to use this, right? You probably use it like offset from your whole team. But yeah, that's the 4-star variants. Now we have the 5-star variants. Flamingur, what he does, he has a stacking passive. Every time he kills an enemy, he gains max HP. It's not the best because he has to kill them, and that might be hard because he doesn't kill anything. Both of his skills are attacking enemy, which means that they're based on the time that they have. Is pretty much you want to multiply the SP cost by 1.5, and that's if he's continually attacking enemy, it will take that long to stack. So at level 1, his S2 takes 90 seconds to charge. At Mastery 3, it'll take 60 seconds to charge. For his first skill at Mastery 3, it'll take 4.5 seconds to charge, which isn't the best, especially because this one's supposed to be more of a survivability. So every 4.5 seconds, he gains max HP if he's attacking a unit. And for S2, after 60 seconds, he can activate this buff, which at max, his DPS is comparable. I believe it's the same as Matoya Maru, actually. But he is known to being a bad unit because when it comes to duelists, generally Melantha E155 is just fine, and this guy needs to be E1 around max to be better than Melantha. And then once he E2s, he's obviously better than Melantha. But generally you don't need anyone, so that's the argument there. Then Franka, she has a 10% chance to ignore defense and 20% chance to ignore defense at E2. Then, which with physical damage, this turns to true damage when they ignore the target's defense. First is an attack buff. Second skill is going to be reduce defense to 0, increase attack, burst attack, as I said before. And this increases the activation chance of the talent to be 25% at E1 and 50% chance at E2. For Scotty, she's a little bit unique. Her talent is all Abyssal Hunter operatives. Operatives. Okay, operators. You mean? Abyssal Hunters are Scotty and Spectre, only the 2 of them. So, and she just has to be in team, so this is kind of be used as a stat stick. And her self-redeployment time is minus 10 seconds. First is attack buff. Second skill is going to be a heli drop skill. Upon deployment, increases attack by a lot. Makes it really good for heli dropping and just killing a unit instantaneously. Her second skill could be her one lane man ability, where she increases her attack, defense, and max HP for a long time, 50 seconds. It has a high SP cost, but it's a long duration and it's a high value. So yeah, back to the document. I'm going to talk about in practice. They have decent survivability, but they need a healer generally. Scott and Frank are ones with skills and talents that stand out. Matoimaru has absurd HP. The rest are kind of mediocre. One blockers generally aren't your best options for defense because in most stages you want to use one blockers generally, and if you do, then you use them because of something else that they have, which we will talk about some other one blockers. And as I said before, you don't really need an E2 duelist. Melantha never falls off, and that is from my experience of playing global, and I've completed every single stage. I've never needed an E2 duelist ever. Like not even as a support unit, I don't think I've ever used one because I had my Scotty for 5-3 CM, in which I used E150 Scotty. That works, and with some other units, you could probably do the same strategy. Like you can probably beat it, so don't worry about needing a Scotty or anything like that. Defense isn't the best. They don't have that good survivability, honestly. Themselves need the off DPS, which isn't every stage. You don't use them for every stage. They can attract arts damage, but they have high HP. But Gravel's probably better. Matoimaru is really good for that too, though. They do not have the highest DPS of one blockers and do not have the best survivabilities, and that makes it that through everything I've just said, they are sort of a jack of both trades, master of none class. They don't really have a place in most strategies. And we're going to talk about some things that invalidate duelists, and that's going to be survival guards, one block offensive vanguards, arts duelists, and boxer guards. So talking about the survival guards, this one would be Utage and Helliger. We're just going to be talking about some things. You can read some of the things on screen. I might skip over some. But they cannot be healed. Heal 30, 50, and 70 per hit, which that's variable based on their elite level. 30 at E0, 50 at E1, and 70 at E2. They have more survivability, and most of them have ways of healing outside of combat. Utage and Helliger both do. And they have more realistic DPS than duels because they do have a shared trait between the both we have, which makes it seem like every single survival guard will probably have this, which is based on HP loss, increase attack speed, and you see the values on screen or check a ship for yourself. And it makes it they have more realistic DPS, but base, they have more DPS. Now, duelists do have more attack than them, like base attack, but these guys have better DPS. Makes it that duelists are good against high armor, sort of, kind of, but then you do want to use an arts guard for that, most likely. But realistic DPS, these guys are still going to do more because whenever they get hit, they lower their HP, increase attack speed, which increases their DPS. They do one lane man better because they have their own self survivability. And Utage actually has an art tele drop skill, which does way more damage, base damage, than Scotty, in addition to being arts damage. Now, there are times whenever you want to use arts and whenever you want to use physical, as physical is arts minus defense, while, physical is attack minus defense, while arts is attack minus res percentage. So, yeah, but most likely, since the attack of this is so good, you probably want to use this one. Utage as a heli drop most of the time, which kind of invalidates Scotty because like she is a 6-star while Utage can do her job kind of as a 4-star. But then there's one block offensive vanguards. We're going to talk about Bagpipe. She is a 6-star variant. Their trait is that Italian 1 cost on every kill, full cost refunded on retreat. That's pretty much it. They can be retreated for full cost, so they can pretty much a free unit. Once you place them down, you can do it and then get them back, which is really good for heli drop for conserving DP. And they give minimal DP upon kill, but this isn't bad because they can be retrieved for full DP cost. That is their main thing, right? And actually, Bagpipe has the highest damage for any melee unit on single target. Silver Ash is probably for top damage on everyone. And Vigna has more damage than up to the 5-star duelists, so Franka, Matoimaru, and Flameringer, and Melantha. But less than Scotty, but you're comparing a 4-star variant to a 6-star. Next, we're going to talk about some Arts Guard, which is going to be Astegia. Astegia does innate arts damage, and there's nothing more to say that. They do innate arts damage. They have pretty good DPS, and they're better against arts units. I don't have to explain anything else because it's arts fucking damage, alright? Box guards, they have the highest draw DPS, but the thing is they have low attack, and low attack in roll that doesn't work. So for B Hunter, she's kind of fucking trash, low-key. Not gonna lie, alright? I can't lie and say that B Hunter's good. You can say, oh, use paramedics, use certain buffer. No. That's not what I'm trying to get here, okay? Even against medium armor, they're pretty subpar. So that's why duelists are better than them. But Indra is pretty neat with that armor piercer S1. And random told me that armor pierce is after the multiplier, which makes it worse. But the S2 is godly, right? So it does change to arts damage, so you can do arts damage, and she'll be the highest single target arts damage for melee unit. But yeah, looking at all that, those are the 4 archetypes that are most compared because these are all 1 blocks, right? So comparing 1 blocks to 1 blocks, as I said, they are these roles that they have. All of these guys do it better because survival guards more survivability and more DPS. 1 block offensive vanguards more DPS, and it's insane DPS. So yeah, arts duelist does arts fucking damage. Boxers are, I mean, Indra's alright, but let's just do one of these, alright. Anyways, let's save. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. Pretty much, we compared everyone, and I mean, these are really beginner friendly classes, right? I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't used Melantha, right? But whenever Utage comes out, newbies are gonna have such a good time using Utage since she is a 4-star unit and will be able to be pulled. If you pull her, oh my god, use her, right? Because she's like a mini Helliger, right? In addition to being the hard arts damage, which is kind of better than Helliger, but that's not a duelist. So this is gonna be the end of the 70 episode. Duelists are pretty nice, but they're not at the same time. They're kind of trash, you know. But I'm trying to keep this a little short. But yeah, it's gonna be the end of the episode. Next, we're gonna do probably Firewatch archetype. Probably not summoners, actually. Probably summoners. Yeah, we're gonna do summoners. I didn't have thoughts to talk about that. But it's gonna be the end of this video. Like and subscribe for more Arknights content, more other content. I'm probably not gonna stick to Arknights, but you know, like subscribe. This is gonna be me logging out.